how can we show belonging and who an item belongs to? Let's take a look at apostrophes. Hello, and welcome back to another lesson from Simple-ESL. In recent weeks, we've been looking at items and things and family members, but we haven't discussed how we would show belonging, that this item belongs to me. So for example, this dog is mine. It's my dog. How would I show that this dog is mine? We can do this using apostrophes. So, we use apostrophes to show belonging. That is my dog. Now, an example I'm using. The mother of Susan. So the form is correct, but it's not often used. If you speak to someone in English or from England or an English-speaking country, they would very rarely go, I am the mother of Susan. That's a bit antiquated and old-time. It sounds like something from Game of Thrones more than English that we would use. So, rather than the mother of Susan, a better way of saying this would be Susan's mother. So, you have the mother of Susan. I am Susan's mother. And you can see that we put an S and an apostrophe. And this shows ownership. I'll give you some more examples. Let's move this along. So we add the S to the end of a singular noun to show what comes after belongs to the noun. So we are the noun, we are the subject, and you use the apostrophe and S to show the ownership. As I said, I'll give you some examples of using apostrophes and how to do this. Gary's grandmother. A couple episodes back, we did family members. We know grandmother. Gary has a grandmother. Who is that lady? That is Gary's grandmother. The apostrophe just there. I think it's the last episode or the last lesson I spoke about the dog, my dog, having a ball. Whose ball is this? It is the dog's ball. So you can see dog, and we add the S and the apostrophe, or the apostrophe and the S, the dog's ball. The ball belongs to the noun being dog. The dog's ball. So, let's have another example. Jen and Ben are married, and they own a dog. How would we say that Jen and Ben own the dog? We would use apostrophe S, but you would use it on the last name you say. You wouldn't say Jen's and Ben's dog, although you could. We wouldn't usually say this. Jen and Ben's dog. That's a much better way of doing this. And we have done this before in previous lessons. English tends to be lazy. It's much easier to go Jen and Ben's dog and group it together than go Jen's and Ben's dog. Okay? So if it's more than one, the last person's name, you would use the apostrophe and the S, and that would show ownership by all parties. That would show the ownership by Jen and Ben. It's their dog. Jen and Ben's dog. But what would we do if the word ended in S? So, Jess. Jess has a dog. You can use apostrophe S. Jess's dog. However, I would lean towards using the form I show here. Let's clear the rest away. Get those off the board. There's Jess's dog. If the noun ends with an S, we can just add the apostrophe to the end. Jess's, apostrophe after the S, dog. Once again, English is lazy. We like to make it as simple and as quick as possible. Apostrophe after the S, Jess's dog. This is a great way of showing ownership if the noun ends in an S. There's another situation where we wouldn't add an S and we would just add the apostrophe. This would be for plural nouns. So plural nouns, what do I mean by that? Well, we learnt these in a previous episode. So if you have a granddad or grandfather and you have a grandmother, the plural noun for the group, for the pair of them, would be grandparents. Grandparents. You may notice that it also ends in an S. So I've used my parents in the example. The dog of my parents. That's not right. We would say it is something's dog. If the noun relates to more than one thing, we add an apostrophe after the S. We do the same thing that we can do when someone's name ends in S or the noun ends in S. So, the dog of my parents, my parents' dog. And you can do this for all plural nouns. My parents' dog, my grandparents' dog. So, it's very simple. Ends in S, or if there are more than one, or it's a group, apostrophe after the S at the end. Now, we're going to go through a lot of different vocabulary. We've already touched on some. We'll go over some more in the next episode. Perhaps you could go back through the vocabulary sheets, which are always available in the description, and build up your own sentences talking about ownership. So, we went over all the pets in a previous episode and family members. Whose horse is this? That is my parents' horse. And you can build sentences like that. So why not go around the house and find items and say who they belong to? And if you're unsure on items, be sure to subscribe, as we will be going over everyday items and things in the episode later this week, and you can build up more sentences. We're also working on releasing some worksheets that you can all work from and practice and build up your knowledge of English. But that is for another day. But for now, I'm going to say, take care. I'll see you on Friday.